Everybody, this is your boy Rico, the Freedom Lover. Want to give you quick knowledge of the Federal Reserve and what it means, and anyway, just a cool little brief history because a lot of people I talk to, they think the Federal Reserve is federal, but before I begin, I want to point out my hat. I love my hat. 1776. A lot of people ask me, so what does that mean? Well, it means that if they try to come for the guns, 1776 will commence all over again. And for those of you who know history, when the British tried to come for the guns, we said no. And so that's what they're trying to do today. But anyway, Federal Reserve. Well, a group of men back in 1910 met on a place called Jekyll Island, and they were trying to come up with a name that to basically to deceive the public, because the public at that time did not want another central bank. So these group of men, they met, like I say, Jekyll Island, and they said, well, we'll call it federal to make the public think that it's federal. And we'll call it reserve to make the public think that it's backed by something like gold or silver. And we'll call it system in lieu of bank. And so in 1913, in fact, December 23rd, 1913, it was pushed through Congress, and when most of Congress was away for the holidays, so they just kind of snuck it through. And although, so that same year, you had the IRS, which is the collection agency for the Federal Reserve. Now, let me just back up a minute. The Federal Reserve charges our government interest on the money that it creates. You say, okay, well, the IRS comes in and, you work your job, your 9-to-5 job or whatever, and you produce income. And the IRS says, well, the IRS collects trillions of dollars each year in tax dollars. And that money doesn't go to any federal program. It goes to pay off the debt that the Federal Reserve charges our government. Okay, so when I found out that, I was a little pissed, to be honest with you. I was like, wow, what else have they lied to us about? So basically a lot of stuff that you think you don't know. It's all a big lie, and that's what I'm here trying to expose. So anyway, 50 years later, JFK gets in office, and he comes along. He says, well, the Federal Reserve is illegitimate because the Constitution says only Congress can control our money. So he signs an executive order, 11110, giving Congress back the power to control our money. And basically, that was putting the Federal Reserve out of business. So 6 months later, after he signed that executive order, they took him out, And so that's what we've been faced with ever since. And that was the coup d'etat, the official takeover. Well, they took over long before that. But that was their acknowledgement that they were really the ones that's in control. There's been a few other groups along with them, along with the Federal Reserve. Most of them bankers. There's foreign banks. Let's see, we have the Trilateral Commission, we have the Bilderberg Group, which I protested back in 2012. They're the ones that make policies that it's about 125, 130, 150 people that get together every year, and every fourth year they come to North America. So the last time they were here in Chantilly, Virginia, I went and protested. And what they do is they make policies that affect all of us. These are unelected officials, and they meet in secret. Okay, I noticed when I went there that a lot of they had the police that were there, no media coverage. The little media coverage that did happen, like I say, I was there. There was hundreds of people there. I only went that first day because I went there on a Thursday and then went through that Sunday, and the crowd got bigger every as the days went on, as the week went on, and but just by that Thursday, it was hundreds of people there, and the mainstream media tried to say, oh, it was only like 25 people. So this is a lot of deception that I know the mainstream media tries to tell the public. And so anyway, that was a little tidbit. What I wanted to say also, basically, there's a group of people that want to basically take our freedom away. This country was basically hijacked. okay, by criminal elements, criminal groups that they care nothing about our country. They care nothing about our Constitution. That's why they use the politicians. They use the puppet presidents to do this. So all we see is the puppet presidents. You don't know that they're the ones that's actually pulling the strings, controlling these puppet presidents. So we blame Bush or Clinton or whomever, but they're the ones that's being controlled by these special interest groups. So that's what you have to understand. It's not the presidents, it's the ones behind the presidents that are pulling the strings. These are the true enemies, and they're the ones we blame the presidents, but they're the ones that are pulling the strings. They want to take this country down because they want to create a one world government, or governance, as they say. They want to create a one world governance and a one world religion. And so that's why when 9/11 happened, they had already written the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act was written long before or I won't say long before, but a few months before 9/11 actually happened. They just need an excuse to roll it out. And so I'm excited today because Donald Trump is coming out and he's exposing 9/11, who's behind 9/11, which was actually the Saudis. They actually quarterbacked it while our government, criminal elements of our government, stood down and let it happen. The Iraq was arch enemies with the Saudi Arabia, and so since we're in bed with Saudi Arabia, we went and attacked Iraq. Okay, and but that's how it happened. So, but Donald Trump's got the 28 redacted pages that proves that Saudi Arabia attacked us, and because 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, but yet we go and attack Iraq. Didn't have anything to do with it, and you got. It's just crazy the things that they're doing and stuff. So basically, I'm just trying to feed the public a little bit of information, a little bit of tidbits here and there. I would advise you to not listen to mainstream media because in the 50s, there was a CIA program called Operation Mockingbird, which was a program set up to feed the public disinformation through the media. So that's what we have today. We're being misfed, we're being lied to, and to learn the truth, you have to seek out alternative news media. The one I listen to is Alex Jones, Infowars.com. You have the Drudge Report. You have RT. You have, it's different. There's a lot of different sources out there because basically 6 corporations owns or controls 90% of the media. So what does that tell you? There's a hidden agenda right there. So anyway, seek out alternative media sources, educate yourselves, and then tell others because we're being lied to. And lives are at stake. Look at the wars that happen. Look how many people that sent their sons and daughters out to fight for the unjust war in Iraq, which it was proven, came out on mainstream media even, that they never even had. They knew ahead of time that they never even had weapons of mass destruction. Okay, they knew that ahead of time, but yet they sent, our men and women out there to fight and get dismembered, get killed and whatnot. That's not right. We're being lied to. So stop being chumps, stop being played, stop being naive, and go out there and find the truth and tell other people. I'll see you next time.